Greetings and welcome to this week's episode of Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Armageddon. Before we begin, I'd like to make a few announcements. First, we are proud to announce that Sabbat the Schism is officially out now. Not only does it delve into the history and lore of the sect, it opens up multiple role-playing options for fans of the game, including new playable clans, elder level powers, and much more. You can find your own copy of Sabbat the Schism in the link below. Second, I'd like to thank RS Experiments, our local musical talent, for graciously providing the custom music you've been enjoying so far, including our awesome main theme song called Haven Dweller. If you enjoy any of the music used during the stream and you'd like to hear more, you can find a full library of Mark's work by clicking the link below to RS Experiments' SoundCloud page. Lastly, if you enjoyed tonight's session and you'd like to see more, be sure to follow both our channels. You can catch us live most Sundays at 7 p.m. CET by tuning in to youtube.com/@EriseGames or at twitch.tv/EriseGames. Alternatively, you can enjoy all our recorded sessions on YouTube. Links below. Remember to like, subscribe, and be sure to leave us feedback and suggestions in the comments below. We hope you enjoy the session. And without further ado, let us delve into the world of darkness in tonight's episode of Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Armageddon. As the sun descends away from LA, the night takes over, allowing the nightlife in LA to begin. And with it, Jack finds himself rising from his torpor. He opens his eyes to see the room just as he left it. His laboratory, now with fully prepared experiment results, awaiting to be tested.
I'll go to the shelf with results. I don't know if I should check it on me or anyone else. But I'll hold up on testing them on anyone of our persuasion and go to check if anyone else is at the Haven.
You exit your room and head down the stairs to the first floor. As you do, you catch from the corner of your eye within his room Jasper, essentially with his legs crossed on the floor, eyes closed, and his hands hovering over essentially a patch of soil.
I'll look and see if he notices me. Hears maybe.
Jasper, you would be able to hear the footsteps. It's up to you if you want to acknowledge them or not.
I hope it better be good, whoever this is to interrupt me.
Not really an interruption.
Well, the sound of your footsteps definitely interrupted what I was trying to do. What is it, Jack? What have you come forth this time for me for?
Well, to see if somebody else decided to vanish from the haven.
Has he not come back yet?
No, his stuff is gone.
That is truly worrisome. Jasper now finally opening his eyes.
Well, I kinda know where he is.
And where is he?
No, not really a hidden place. He's at Ventrue Tower.
Jasper gets up and looks at Tony, at Jack, and says, "Not worrisome. Him with a bunch of entries. It could possibly
Bold of you to assume those are Ventrues.
What is
It
it
would
then?
be way easier if it were my enemies. Those are your enemies.
My enemies.
You know, clan tree
Like,
leader.
oh, the wannabe wizards? Well, that is quite troublesome. Perhaps, maybe we should. I'll take a look, see if Larry needs our help.
Did Olivia send some message last week when they were scouting the place?
Both of you would have been, well, Jack and Serena would have been made aware that the scouting basically yielded very little intelligence, apart from the fact that Ventrue Tower is, for the most part, very well looked after. Unfortunately, Olivia found some problems and had to escape before getting caught.
No, Olivia didn't really find much.
Well, what did you find?
Well, what I did find that Gary wants him dead, which is obvious, and he will probably meet us eventually. But that's Clan Nosferatu. We don't meet you. We don't call you. You don't call us. We call you. So that's our deal.
I see. And you should be worried. I mean, I don't know much about Larry's history.
Well, if he talks, he won't in 3 seconds, 5 seconds. So, no real need to worry about it.
I say we should go and take a look ourselves. Premier, despite them being, well, underwhelmingly annoying, or overwhelming, depending on who you might ask. They are very innovative, one would say.
I guess.
I also think it would be useful for us to go shopping there if we had the chance. I've been needing some more books to read.
Well, then you
If
probably
we
would
for a
have
few
better
years.
luck with raiding their chapel.
Yeah, but the chapel would be more heavily protected. Too much nuisance to go right now. I'm far too busy to be able to go on such a shopping spree.
It remains to be seen, I guess. I'll concentrate for a second and send shadow message to Serena. Jasper wants to go to Ventrue Tower.
Then we cut to Serena, who, as she awakens in her cave with the two wolves she's been caring for, she raises her head to see one of the wolves watching the entrance while the other one sleeps soundly still.
Are you guarding, or did you see something?
The wolf turns to you and, with quite a relaxed posture, lays next to you and simply allows its weight to almost fall on one side of your body.
Tyrion turns around and, puts one of her arms on the wolf. You were guarding, weren't you? Do you two take shifts?
As you ask this, the shadows begin to coalesce around you, and a shape becomes visible on the wall. And as it mouths the words, you hear Jack's message.
Syria takes out her phone, connected to a battery,
Power bank.
Yeah, power bank. And text, I'll be there in half an hour. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
The response is a thumbs up emoji.
Mm-hmm. As
Serena gets up, tells to the wolves, I'm just going to go burn some incense at the sacred space, and then I'll be out for a bit.
Phobos seems quite okay with it. She seems quite relaxed, and as you watch her simply turn to you, from the side of her face, again, she's been looking more sickly, some of her fur has been falling. From the side of her face, you see one small maggot fall to the ground. Otherwise, she seems unperturbed.
She reaches out to Phobos and still gives her ear scratches.
Phobos seems to enjoy it. You see the leg, pat of it.
Then she looks to Deimos. Is Deimos okay?
Deimos looks absolutely famished. He is skeletal. That said, given how much they've grown, I mean, he barely fits in the cave, and he's clearly, of the two, the one who has more muscle to him, even though he is quite thin. He looks to you, he's okay with it, and he seems to go up to the front of the cave and stand guard.
Mm-hmm. Serena leaves the cave, goes to the sacred site, burns a bit of incense, and then walks out of the circle and steps into a tree and steps outside where the van is.
Mm-hmm. And thus Serena begins to make her way to the haven. Back at the haven, Jack, going back in time a slight bit, you receive Serena's response, and you know she's on her way.
Well, she told us not to do anything she wouldn't, which means we are not going to Ventrue Tower right now.
Why would we just go for it abruptly with no plan? That sounds idiotic to begin with.
Yes.
Anywho,
But still, we won't go for it. We can wait.
anywho, Jack, you're a man of contacts.
You can say.
Do you know, or would you know anyone that was close or knew Dr. Ingvar?
Would I?
By first name, it's hard to tell.
Dr. Ingvar Johansson.
I'll take a look at my memories, if I do.
I'll ask.
I can roll for
I'll
it if
ask.
you want.
No need. I'll ask one question of Jack. Were you in LA around between 2000 and 2010?
Not all the time.
Then roll a 1d10. Odds you know, evens you don't.
Nah.
Unfortunately, you don't. Name doesn't sound familiar to you.
Not really.
Could you look it up for me? I really wanted to. A more in-depth look into his research. Apparently, from what I read, he seemed to have disappeared after a research of a sarcophagus. Ankaran, I think it was the name of the sarcophagus. Ankaran.
Look up on some like scientific works database.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we have access to some of those.
You do? Would you like to start with those, or have a quick Google search first?
No, let's go first.
Mm-hmm. As you look it up on Google, scrolling past a few, very clickbaity titles, you eventually land on a news article from 2004 reporting that Dr. Johansson went missing, and it notes some of his most noteworthy studies at the time. Apparently, he was an archaeologist who specialized in religious cultures around the world. At the time, he was researching Assyrian religions. Namely, he was hoping to get his hands on and begin to study an artifact that was found in the Middle East called the Ankaran Sarcophagus. Unfortunately, the sarcophagus was stolen and was never found. Shortly after, Dr. Johansson disappeared. Afterwards, you go to some scientific, some scientific, I'm missing the term right now.
Forum.
Yeah, scientific forums. We'll stick with that for now. And I need you to roll a quick wits and computer.
That I can do. Pelece.
Wonderful.
One?
Okay.
1 or 2?
You find a few notes or a few articles he wrote. A couple of theses, and notably, he talks a lot about his specialty, unsurprisingly, religions from the past. At one point, he was looking into some notes on potential theories regarding religions in North America. Namely, religions that had very pre-colonial influence rather than the drastic shift, for obvious reasons, forcefully applied during colonialism.
I haven't heard about this guy until tonight. I might know someone who might know. I'll message Vicus if they have a minute.
You get a quick response, quite expedient, saying, simply, urgent? Question mark.
Not really. Next message, the name of the professor. Know anything?
Urgent, then. And then you get a call.
Okay, I'm gonna pick it up. And since the privacy in this pack exists like barely, I can set it on loud.
Yeah, and just as you answer the call and you hear Vicus's voice on the other end, you also hear the front door opening as Serena arrives. And from the other end, you hear Vicus. So, what the hell have you been digging into this time, Jack?
Not really me. Your clanmate Jasper did. And I haven't been around LA in 0405 much.
Well, I believe your pack priestess knows damn well some of the things that happened in LA during that time. If she doesn't, then allow me to enlighten you. At one point, LA went fucking insane. Camarilla Prince died in the process, so did the Archbishop, and so did a very large number of Kuei Jin. That's why they got pushed back at the time, mind you, during their resurgence. Anarchs never took hold as they did before. Camarilla never established its power as solidly as it wanted to. And Sabbat never fully disappeared, never fully vanished. Nothing's been the same since that time, all because of that one fucking box. So if you go digging, be careful what you bring to the surface.
That's obvious.
Good.
But do you know anything about it, like, more? Or anyone who might know?
Well, newspaper said he vanished.
Disappeared?
Yeah, but It's pretty fucking clear someone wanted the information in his head and then, made sure no one else could get it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll leave it up to Jasper to tell us and you if he wants. What did he find?
I can make a phone call if you're very, very inclined. But careful what you say to him. Yeah?
Let me take a wild guess. Beckett.
He happens to be in most places where interesting things are about. That's why we find each other very often.
I'm fine talking to him.
I'll send him a message. If he can be bothered, he'll contact you.
True.
Anything else?
Not from me at the
Cool.
moment.
And the call
You two?
ends.
You two get fuck all, it seems. So, Reverend Dearest, anything you might know about Ankaran Sarcophagus and
Well,
State of LA 2004?
well, I wasn't here,
Neither was I.
but from the rumors, seems everybody was very much believing that there was an elder inside that sarcophagus. Even an antediluvian, and Serena does a spooky hand thing. If you ask me, that's a bunch of load of crap. And just a bunch of vampires just really misreading the signs. They theorize that Strauss ate whatever was inside the whoever was inside the sarcophagus and became the prince due to that. But if you ask me, there really was an elder in that sarcophagus. I don't think someone that's like Strauss could really have actually devoured that thing.
Well, it's
Doesn't
been
really work
20
like that.
years.
No, but
Can't really prove much.
either way, pretty much most are certain that Strauss was the one who got his hands on it and devoured whatever was inside. And I think that's bullshit.
Jasper, what information did you find? Because, like, you haven't been here 20 years ago.
No, I wasn't.
I was closest thing to LA local this pack has, probably. And I wasn't here at the moment. So, what did you find?
I wasn't really exactly caring for this sarcophagus, but I was looking for other research paper from him. I was hoping to be able to speak with him and pick his mind a little.
Well, I don't
But
think he'll be able to do that. Knowing us kindred, if he found something related to the Cainite race, you know damn well what is our rules for
Well,
any of that.
that's if he's dead.
well, like I said, I was only doing some research and I stumbled upon the paper that said he went missing after his latest research, 2004, about the Ankaran sarcophagus.
Yeah,
That's
well, everybody thinks that there was an elder inside of it. If there was, then there really was one. Then it's not. I don't think it would be really Strauss running the city anymore.
Well, You know how Diablo
But
works.
also, if it really happened, then why would he have so much trouble with getting control of the city?
That too.
So, I think whatever it was inside, it was just good enough reason for Strauss to take over and for others to fear challenging him.
Well, you know the stories about Tremere. They can make your blood boil and shit. So that could have been one of those parts.
Don't premiers like to build their little hideouts at the university? I wonder if they have any papers from Dr. Ingevar Johansson.
Well, I can give me a second, please. I can
Use
try
the
to find
things I
something
gave
online.
you. Use them.
Yes. I'm gonna message one.
I've been preparing for this plot for a
Oh, yeah.
very long time.
I'll message Vex and like, yeah, here's the name. Find whatever you can.
You get a message back. I expect reciprocation.
Serena, would you be able to fix someone's spine if you needed to?
That's easy.
The response
Jasper
to
looks-
Vex, wanna walk?
Okay.
On it.
Well, I've got one of the ghouls from Duffington. She's paralyzed. Oh, waist down.
I see. And
And you know what makes people work for you really well?
candy on a stick.
Oh yeah.
Jasper is just giving a slight offended look to Jack that he asked Serena, not Jasper.
After a few moments, you get a message from Wex with a zipped file.
Uh-huh.
When you open it, you find inside a number of compiled articles from Dr. Ingvar Johansson. Again, a bunch of papers regarding old religions. Some of his earlier studies seem quite outdated now, but even during his career, he seemed to update them very, very, very often until his disappearance. One of the papers refers to the resting spirits. Essentially, it calls them that, resting spirits in Native American mythology.
Yeah, it's bunch of scientific documents.
May I take a look?
Is there something on Persian religion before Islam? Miguel?
Roll a 1d10.
Mm-hmm.
This time we'll flip it. Odds you don't
Yeah.
get it. Ah. Nice. So, there is... By the way, you are rolling all the 10s way too soon.
I know, right?
There is a paper you find that refers to essentially the things that may have influenced Islamic culture today from its origin and what caused its origin, potentially.
I'll send. I'll send the archive to Jasper's computer.
Mm-hmm. Shortly after, Weck sends another message. This time with open files, not zipped. And opening them, you find bank receipts, you find essentially a huge amount of documents describing in like all the paper trails she could find on Johansson. It gets to the to a set of receipts for a suite in the Empire Hotel in LA. And it seems that Johansson had bought, had paid for a stay in that suite for quite a long time. After that, you get essentially an article about the Empire Hotel basically getting raided, for lack of a better word, attacked by some terrorists. And then Dr. Johansson vanishes.
Empire Hotel was the hotel we went last week. Right? Okay.
It is one in downtown, Empire Arms Hotel.
Is it one of Strider's?
Nope.
Okay. Well, he went to one hotel in downtown for a while, then basically terrorist attack. If it was that, and next thing we know about him, he disappeared. And he's mad. Jack blames Beckett for not taking his fucking business card.
Right
Well.
as you think this, Weck sends one final message saying, "This is about all I could find that might be connected with it." And there's a bunch of receipts, a bunch of paper trails for locations of specific people that went to that area of LA or made some purchase in that area of LA, made some appearance in that area of LA for the night of the event, and then went back. You scroll through them, and Wex highlights, essentially marks the files that are of most interest. One of which you recognize as, well, at least you recognize the picture of the man. He's wearing a cross around his neck, and the cross sparks something in your memory. Roll flat wits, please. Actually, wits into investigation, please.
Peleche.
All right. You recognize the cross from one of your previous lines of investigation, given one of the tasks you had to do, specifically tasks you had to do while Titus was part of the pack. You recognize the cross as a specific version of the Christian symbol worn by the
Society of St. Leopold.
Society of St. Leopold, yeah. Thank you. I drew a blank on the name.
Yeah. Shit goes deeper than we anticipated, kids. I'll show them the picture of the man. Anyone?
No.
Again, the hunters.
Yes. St. Leopold.
Should we?
Wait, didn't your little new
Yes, he did.
ghouls? Didn't your little new ghoul say something about
He did.
finding a whole lot of information?
Mm-hmm.
I think he might. You did you ask him when he got that?
I might. I'll single out the picture of the man with the cross, send it to Vex, track him down, and I'll call Strider.
The phone rings. After a couple of rings, you hear Strider pick up in a bit of a sort of out of breath almost voice, and he says, "Yeah, Jack."
I remember you told me about Society of St. Leopold. Mind telling me when it happened?
Yes, well,
405, I guess.
Well, around that time, I guess. You check the records in the collection.
Okay.
Why?
Well, some stuff came up. We might find it interesting.
Yeah. Well, find a way to make use of that information. Yeah. More power we get, the better. Doesn't have to be money. Trust me.
I know.
Cool. You need anything else, boss?
Where exactly would the piece of Methuselah tree be? At your place? Or
Well, it's being shipped to the collection. My partner will handle it from there. Why?
okay. Just asking.
Would you prefer it ends up somewhere else?
I would like one friend of mine to look at it.
Sure. Just talk with my partner then. Cool. And the call ends.
Serena looks at Methuselah tree. You talking? Are you talking about that fucking ancient
That
tree
fucking
that's
tree.
By the way, I wonder if that fucking intern is still alive. Opens her fucking phone and starts googling the intern.
Which intern?
The guy who decided to cut the Methuselah
The one
tree.
who decided to cut into
No, not cut
tiny...
into, cut it down.
Cut it down and make squares out of a 5,000-year-old tree when there were a bit younger trees, but from the same fucking age.
You will basically get the information that you could realistically devise by searching. Which I'm sure you have, so you're better informed on this topic than I am, even.
No, but basically, is he still alive? Is he in LA?
He's not in LA, but he's alive. I'd bet sure. I'll have to double check.
Jack! Since I'm doing you this favor with whoever that is who needs spine surgery. Care to find me and bring me the man alive who cut down the tree?
Not a problem.
Good.
I'll message. What was his name again?
Jack
Uh,
is like Serena in first like campaign, which just like messaging
I
the
got too
dude.
many fucking people. I'll message Clyde, ask if it was possible for me and my friends to examine the tree.
Hmm.
And since we're probably gonna go there together anyway, well, if he's okay with it, to to get us access to all 4 documents about what happened in Lay.
Clyde responds very, very easily with a simple, remember the rules? The answer is no.
Okay. Well, it is what it is.
There's a Methuselah tree in several museums and stuff.
I can
Which
go
is
there,
great.
check and check.
You could just break in and take it.
Mm. I
Anyway,
prefer not to
Quick,
talk
I
about
quick
hate
note,
to.
Jack. Just to remind you, you quite literally had your rich ass school buy you a piece of that tree.
Yeah.
You don't need to break into anywhere. You got a piece of that tree. You just need to get it
Yeah.
before it gets in the collection.
True. Well, would I know where it's gonna be
You can arrange for it.
before?
Strider's the one who arranged for it, so you
Yeah, I'll
can say-
message him. I need to check the tree before it goes to collection.
You get an answer. Sure, I'll divert it first to one address of your choice. Just send it over.
I'll send him like some just place where we can go and check.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, because she's like, I'm sure I don't know who you messaged before about that intern, but I'm sure Strider can arrange for that intern much more quicker.
Oh, I didn't message anyone about the intern. I messaged
yeah.
about the St. Leopold guy, but sure.
Yeah, ask your goal if he can get me that intern. I think I'd go to
We
the place.
probably have enough money to just lure that intern in.
Right. I don't want to be rude and break your conversation, but you have
No,
other
you-
pressing issues concerning Tremere, possibly.
It's all the fail safe. And you all notice that Serena has a bit of a more like Jack, you smell like a grave and you know that,
I do.
but for some reason you're pretty sure Serena smells more like a grave.
Well, Jack hasn't been breathing for a while.
Well, if we're going with this, then you probably will also notice that Jasper smells of earth for some reason.
Fucking stinky crew.
So, what was the plan that you guys had about the Tremere Tower? It's in
This plan
Ventrue.
gone blazing.
Really? Really, we're so close to achieving. I'm so close to finishing my dedication to Telia Velis.
Well, we could go to the tower and see it through the other side.
Do you think it would be able? Because when you put your shade to the task, remember it said it couldn't get in. Plus, we
Because
will be.
probably are wards against wraiths. But we are not wraiths, are we?
Mhm. Okay, but you know what? Mm, how fast can we travel there?
It's not that far.
Do you
No,
mean
no, no,
to?
inside the Shadowlands.
I mean, we
If
could
it
go
is,
close to it and then walk
no,
through the
no,
shuttle.
okay. Can we test something first then?
Sure.
Um,
Let's
I'll
do this.
just we might as well as get ready. Take whatever we need. But let's first see if we can grab another aiding. So then Serena thinks about it for a second and it's like, actually no, scratch that, let's just go. None of you know what the fuck she's talking about. Also, where's Olivia?
No idea.
Serena checks the room.
Olivia does not seem to be present.
She texts Olivia.
What do you text?
Jack and Jasper want to go to the Ventrue Tower through the Shadowlands.
You get a response. Just be careful.
Okay. And all right then.
Look, I did a bit of Googling online. I'm not sure if the Prometheus tree is a Methuselah tree, but the guy who cut it down died in 04.
I stand corrected.
Let have him be alive. What's your problem?
Up to Miguel, I guess.
If it says he's dead, sorry, he's dead.
Well,
You have a necromancer in the crew. You can make him suffer again.
No, that
Like that
was
ever stopped you, him being dead.
well, Jack, could I take a bite out of you? In a non-literal sense.
Do you really need to?
I need your blood to open up the gateway to the Shadowlands.
I'm pretty sure I have some leftovers from if not from full moon, then from new moon. I have some experiments with my blood.
From new moon.
Yeah.
So not full moon, new moon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me check my notes.
I'm pretty sure I have just some blood from my experiments.
Yeah, that's fine. But you gotta specifically ask me for, like, explain what kind of blood you're giving.
I know that I had some from either full moon or new moon. I'm
Okay.
just be right back. I'm just gonna step into the shadows and reappear in my room.
Okay. Yeah, let's just say that let's agree, new moon?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
It's currently a waning moon.
Yeah, it's from last month.
No, this is preserved vitae from his experiments. So yeah, Jack appears with a small frozen shard of blood. And hands it to Jasper.
Now, this would be easier since we're on our haven if we use one of the bathtubs.
Sure.
I guess Jasper, since he's the one that's making the ritual, he will go start heading towards his room. Go into the bathtub and the bathroom.
All right.
Uh,
Question, Jasper: do you consume the blood at all?
Not immediately. Not immediately. We need to fill the bathtub, but after he fills it up, yes, he would
By the way, Miguel, I forgot to mention it, right? But your map of LA is off scale. You know why?
That's fine.
You
We'll
told
fix
it
it
to
after.
him. We're gonna fix it up.
We'll fix it.
We're gonna
later.
fix it in post.
We'll fix it later.
But let me just. I'll send you something so that
That's
you
fine.
understand.
We'll handle it after the session. Okay.
We'll fix it up in post.
Yeah. Proceed.
After he fills up the bathtub enough, he will consume the crystallized blood.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I will make a note. Cool. You recover a single blood point from it, and you may use it.
And we'll use a generation of the Archaeron vortex to open up a passage to the Shadowlands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, essentially, you see the pool of water darken, become a bit more ink-like, and you may step through.
So, which one of you wish to go first?
Serena goes first.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me roll something.
I don't like you when you say that.
All right. So, Serena, as you step through, you find yourself. So it's almost like you step through expecting to find some floor on the other side. And all you feel is yourself fading into the shadows. And then you see yourself in the Shadowlands falling from the 24th floor.
My fucking god.
The building is kind of new.
Jasper would be going in after Serena as well.
Yeah, same thing happens.
21st floor fortitude is good? No?
Yeah, it is very good.
Okay, but you know what I'm gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do my things.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make my sink basically just like expand the skin from. Basically, I'm gonna make myself a flying squirrel.
All right. So that would be this skin.
Just skin.
This skin, so 1 blood point. That's about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll follow them into the vortex.
Mm-hmm. So Serena, you may roll. Jasper, as you're falling from the 24th floor, what you do?
Seeing Serena do her flying squirrel technique, Jasper would do the same.
Right. Jasper, it would take you time to make that modification. Serena has a specific combo discipline that allows her to do it in 1 turn.
Okay, so let me ponder for a second.
9.
You better ponder first, motherfucker.
14.
It's 72 fucking meters.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
Yeah.
I'm a flying squirrel and I am soaring.
Yes, the
And she not
modification
soaring.
basically allows you to take whatever shape you want for this modification, for what you've stated. And it serves the purpose perfectly. Jasper and Jack, how do you respond
Oh,
to
I will
falling
just
from this?
transform. I will just transform into a shadow and like you.
Okay.
Shadow
Jasper.
is fucking weightless.
How do you respond to falling from the 24th floor?
I guess Jasper would get ready to make a very fucking good roll, I guess, when he hits the ground using his tails to push himself forward. So instead of him just falling flat first into the ground, he rolls forward.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to just like knock into him so that he's like takes less damage, like slow down his like fall?
All right. So for Jasper, it's a Dex and Athletics roll, difficulty 7. Serena, for you it's a Strength and Athletics, difficulty 7. Jack, are you helping at all, or are you just watching in amusement?
I am a bunch of shadows. I physically cannot.
Athletics.
I can try to summon some shadow tentacles to help him brace the fall.
So that is 10 successes. 10
1,
successes.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Yeah, so that is a total of okay. So Jasper, as you begin to brace down, your tails land before you, almost sinking into this sort of muddy like texture of the shadows below. Right as Serena essentially helps you brace your fall. Roll me stamina, please.
With this many total successes, you still want him to roll stamina?
Mm-hmm.
He wants us to suffer.
All right.
Offensive.
So you forget. Jasper is very resilient against specific types of damage, but he's still a flimsy stick.
Please.
So essentially, as you, Jasper, basically roll onto the floor, the others basically hear just a sort of clicking of bones as what would very likely knock Jasper, aka your only way out, into torpor, simply sprains his ankle. Jasper, you take 1 bashing. Already halved, so 1 bashing total.
So yeah, I healed that back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was an unexpected surprise.
You couldn't have looked into the Shadowlands where we were?
Well, I'll be seeing technically both into the Shadowlands and out, so I wouldn't have technically noticed very well. We were way high up, but I'll make a note
Let's
to
not
never.
do that again.
Let's prepare for that next time. Just Jake is still being like a pile of shadows.
I'm gonna undo my squirrel thingy.
Mm-hmm. You can take your time, so yeah, no need to roll for that.
Okay. I mean, I still roll plenty.
That's fine, but you got all the time to fix this. You could try multiple times, so I'm not gonna have you roll.
No. I do
That's
it from
fine.
the first.
Anyway, so you are now in the Shadowlands.
Right. Well, Serena's like, okay, we were in a bathtub. She looks around, and Ventrue Tower should be somewhere around that way. And she points to the
Somewhat
east.
west. No,
Yes,
to the
the
east
west,
is
to the
Las
west.
Vegas.
To the west, to the west. Look, I confuse left and right. I confuse east and west. Okay.
Behold the ADHD
You're welcome
party.
to do it. You're welcome to it. Would I be able to just like levitate as a shadow?
Usually, in the Skinlands, you wouldn't be because you're essentially bound to surfaces. You're a shadow. You have to project yourself on something. In the Shadowlands, however, you find that you can.
I'll levitate up like a bit to see. Probably there's like something resembling Ventrue Tower.
So you begin to float up, and as far as the eye can see, everything is almost pitch black. It's really, really difficult to see. No amount of enhanced sight would allow you to get a good view of the area. That said, you do notice the downtown territory and the skyscrapers that populate that area. One of them, you would assume, is Ventrue Tower.
How far is it, like, give or take?
Probably not that far from our haven.
Yeah, it's... You'd have to walk a while, but you could get there.
Okay.
If, basically any of you who are born Americans or from cultures that require a lot, that are used to car travel, Jasper wouldn't be included in this because he's old enough. You'd basically look at that distance and, immediately groan. But any of you with European descent would be like, yeah, it's a short walk.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yes, this way, I believe.
Does he point the right
Jasper
way?
would most likely know the way since he's probably walked the Shadowlands most.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you begin to walk through the Shadowlands.
I'll be just annoying floaty shadow behind them.
Okay. So as you proceed through the Shadowlands,
Serena is just walking, and she's visibly annoyed that she has to walk so slow. Maybe run.
Well, you could run, but I will probably not be able to catch up with your speed.
I'll keep up to whatever
Well.
speed you both can.
Well, I can attach to one of you and do fuck all.
Okay, then attach to me, and Jasper, just go at the speed you can go, and I'll just match it.
I'll very politely await in any potential zone that can land me dead.
Wait. Iris looks to Jack's shadow. Become a fancy boa scarf on me.
Sure. I'll do my best impression of fancy shadowy scarf.
No, you know the boa with feathers, the one that they have.
Now wait. Let me just. Oh my god. Oh my god.
well,
Okay.
you want to
I'll do my
attempt
best
this?
impression of that.
Okay. I won't have you roll because the result is basically always going to be the same. Serena, the best you can manage is to have this floaty darkness kind of annoyingly clouding half of your vision. And,
I keep away from my eyes.
Okay.
Yep.
For those of you who play Warframe, it's gonna be like probably like around the shoulders and the back.
Sure.
Await in any single
Alright.
area that can land me dead. I'm not playing with that, man.
Jasper would whisper something that probably both Serena and Jack could hear with their high elf specs, but he would say something along the lines, "Oh, I'm pretty sure Olivia would be very pissed off at this situation."
No comment for now.
No comment for now.
And Jasper tries his best to keep up with Serena.
Right.
Serena's just matching Jasper's pace.
All right. Well, the group moves through the Shadowlands at a more hurried pace. Serena, even though Jasper doesn't have the speed of someone with the expertise and the celerity discipline that you have, he still manages to keep up the pace quite well. More than some Olympic runners, even.
Yeah, but I can go faster, so I'm
Well,
just
yeah,
matching his
obviously,
pace.
but essentially, for someone who's not like supernaturally enhanced, just physically enhanced,
I mean, I
he
would be very
maintains quite good speed.
I would be disappointed if his legs were only for climbing.
And as you move through the Shadowlands, you eventually reach the skyscraper area, and you are met with a very large number of husks and wraiths that seem to wander a bit lost through the alleys in between those skyscrapers.
Looks cozy.
Well, it's better than nothing. And do mind the husks. They sometimes tend to, well, move and attack back. Just on instinct.
Okay. Well, let's go find the treasure trowel and hope that it actually stands.
And Jasper would look on the other side to see, well, what's happening on the skin lens.
How close would
Near
you
this
like to
side.
do this to the Ventrue Tower?
Well, not close, but probably maybe no. Actually, no. There might be people because they don't want the masquerade to break, so there might be people
Actually,
sensing the area. So
Serena,
never mind.
actually, you know what Serena's gonna try?
Hmm?
Like, it's a wild guess, right? It's a wild guess, but given her recent, dedication to Televalis, she's going to try to use Eyes of Earth from here.
Interesting. Okay. Make the roll at a +2 difficulty.
Okay. So that's 5. And that's 7, and then it will be the main thing with a cult, right?
Mm-hmm.
9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 successes.
Nice. So, as you reach out, very, very little actually catches on from this perspective. You see very faint whispers of vision, clouded mostly by darkness. Everything looks alien to you, almost like your brain can't really process what you're seeing. And at some point, one very clear one very clear point of view can be seen. You see from the perspective of something small, tortured, deprived of everything that it desires, and yet holding on. It's not in the Ventrue Tower. It's close to it. After exploring a bit, you find it to be in a nearby theater, in the basement of it.
Hmm.
As you look around from that perspective, you see a number of slowly decaying, mostly unsustained plant life. You are the only remaining one. You examine this being that you're looking from. The leaves are almost blood red. The stem is a very dark, coagulated red. The plant is essentially drowning in vitae, and that's all that's keeping it going.
I want to take it.
Hmm?
Do we? Can we go out of the Shadowlands here? I want to take this, and also that will allow me to actually do Eyes of the Earth, and then we can see what's going on in the Ventrue Tower and all around. Then we can go back into it. Can we do that?
We can. Jasper looks back to Jack.
So, Serena, just to clarify what you want to do, you want to exit the Shadowlands and try the same power out of the Shadowlands?
Well, I want to get the flower,
Ah,
but
before you leave the
actually,
Shadowlands.
yeah.
Okay.
But wait, the flower is in the Shadowlands?
Yes. Well, sort of.
Or is it in the real world?
Again, sort of.
The flower.
Serena looks to Jasper.
Superposition flower.
Serena looks to Jasper. Is this flower also in the real world?
Mind you, the flower is not within sight. It's within the basement of the projection of a very old theater, like movie theater.
So the movie theater is no longer there.
No longer there. And the flower is in the basement of that theater.
Okay, okay, then I guess I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna take the flower and I can keep it alive with my vitae.
Mm-hmm.
Before she takes the flower, I will have a check on the other side, I guess. To see if there is a flower on the living world.
Okay. So,
Because as far as Jasper knows, there is no living plants in the Shadowlands. So this is new.
So, Jasper, as you look to the other side, you see essentially a sealed off projection of this basement. Essentially, a building has been placed over it, and this room is essentially sealed with concrete by the construction. It seems to have had some rubble and dirt pack it in and then sealed over it. However, some of the flooring of the basement has been essentially dug out, and a small garden has been created there. Within that garden, you see a single Nosferatu watering a group of flowers with her blood.
Huh.
Jasper grabs Serena's hands on before she is able to pull out the plant and says, "No, don't do that.
Okay, what did you see?
It's someone's plants. There are
No,
plants.
wait. There's plants, but this is a single one.
Do I see that single one on the other side as well?
No. It is the only one that doesn't show.
Still, something feels
No.
weird about.
Here's the thing.
There's a
Listen.
Nosferatu feeding plants with herbicide.
It can feed the other flowers, but this one is the one through which I saw. My god is that of death, forest, and life.
Very well. I'll guess I'll just keep a watch if anything weird happens on the other side.
And Serena basically slits her wrist. Actually, no, she's going to say, Jack, move to my back entirely, like a cloak.
Oh, okay.
And because we're going further on, so she's going to just like go into the chest, like make an incision there, and then basically pick up the flower and attach it to her chest.
All right. The flower, as it is lifted and approaches your chest, you notice the roots begin to almost move by themselves, and the flower floats off of the earth almost. As if it wasn't really affected by gravity, you can hold it and you don't feel the weight of it. As you approach it to your chest, it almost melds seamlessly with your flesh.
Okay. Right then, back to the Ventrue Tower, guys.
Okay.
And Jasper will start.
I guess. By the way, do I recognize any of the skyscrapers? Because I have been
You recognize
scouting.
you recognize whichever ones you scouted.
Yeah,
Namely,
I've
you
been
also
around
recognize Ventrue Tower itself.
Okay, that one over there, that's the Ventrue Tower. I've scouted this area in the Skinlands, so that one over there.
Okay, then let's go there. We can probably find the puddle, perhaps in the basement, to go back to the Skinlands.
Are you sure
I don't know.
checking Ventrue Tower in Skinlands
No,
is a good
here's the
idea?
thing. I don't think because they're gonna have like magical defenses. So we go in, we're gonna be screeching all of those defenses.
Yeah.
What would you suggest then, Serena?
Well, I'd say.
The back door?
Well, I'd say we try and see how far we can get in the Ventrue Tower using our own 2 feet.
In Shadowlands.
Very well.
Through the Shadowlands.
Through the Shadowlands. Okay, let us see then. And Jasper would slowly make his way, making sure there are no traps.
As Jasper is doing that, Serena is going to since the flower melded with her flesh, she's going to be trying to feel like what's different.
All right.
Perception awareness?
Wits awareness.
Oh, what a bitch. Oh, what a bitch.
But fuck you. Oh. That is one.
Why
Okay,
wits?
that's
It's perception.
It's not in this case. Because it would be perception if you hadn't noticed it. You know damn well what you're feeling. It's hard to pinpoint what it is.
But yeah, after Jasper makes sure that the entrance is, not trapped and won't harm us if we can. Do I roll anything for it?
No need.
He would slowly but surely, quote unquote, open the door through the Shadowlands to the tower.
Mm-hmm. Which part of the tower are you going into?
Which parts are there to go into?
So, from where you are, it is possible to go straight into the basement, as some aspects of what looks like a construction accident from when the tower was being built. Some reflections of that event are still present. You can go to the main lobby. Seems quite a few events have left their mark in that area. And all the way up the building, there are fragments of the tower still present there, with events sort of frozen in time almost. The top, the very, very, very top of the tower, which is currently unreachable to you, is essentially a frozen explosion.
So we have 3 entrances: the basement, the front lobby, and, well, apparently an explosion, a hole up in the air, which most likely
Well,
only...
I suppose that's the explosion that killed the Ventrue Prince.
Seems like it.
I say we probably could enter through the front lobby, but it will most likely have probably alarms. Maybe through
Let's
the
go through
basement.
the back. Yeah, let's go to the basement.
I can try to go to the top of the tower.
You could.
You could. So
We'll wait for you there.
it'll be right.
We'll wait for you here.
Or you can go down slowly and we meet halfway. What do you think?
I think since Jack can float here, he should do it. Plus he's in his shadow form and not like any of the you know who guys expect something like this here, so he'll be more conspicuous. We, and she points to Jasper, we should stick about outside, away from front entrance.
Well, we can go in through the...
No, let's
Uh.
wait, because we also remember there are people there that can also see here. There are people in there fucking.
True.
And it's not only just the you-know-who, it's also there's apparently some Giovanni masquerading as something else among them, so let's be careful.
True, but wouldn't it be more dangerous here? He's just looking at the husks and rapes all around. They can see them clearly.
Well, let's just first find a place where we wait, calmly, and then Jack goes out and we wait for him, okay? Find a better location.
Oh, I could probably do something to hide us.
Okay.
That way we can go in. And with that, Jasper will activate Spectra Cloak.
All right. I have to make sure I remember this power correctly.
It's in the notes, but basically, it's like activating. Is it level 3? Seeing the unseen from Obfuscate?
Oh, my
okay.
man. You didn't follow my instructions. You don't have the description of the power here. I'll have to actually dig through the books. How dare you? But let's say, yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the notes you gave me.
Yeah, let's say that's the case.
Well, then I'm gonna move around and scout for whatever, I guess.
Yeah. Here. I'll tag you, I guess, Miguel.
Mhm. It's more important that the story keeps moving, so I'm not too bothered about it. But yeah,
You can get mechanical repercussions later.
yes. If I fuck up, you pay for it. Don't worry.
But yeah, the Shadowlands Umbresh is shadowly
Oh,
out in the
okay.
Shadowlands.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you can make the roll for Coldunic Sorcery. Attribute is Perception.
Mm-hmm. One success.
All you need, my man. Okay. So here's what the two of you see. As Jasper ponders what to do and comes up with this idea, he reaches into his eye sockets and begins tearing out his eyes. As he does, he crushes them and begins to focus. Serena, roll me perception awareness because you also have Coldonism.
Mm-hmm. One, two, three, four, five. 4 successes.
All right. Essentially, as Jasper does this, you feel fucking echoes of agony reverberating through the non-existent air around you, as if the very practice of what he's doing stings everything around it. And as he finishes, let me see Jasper's roll. Was that your roll?
One success. Yeah.
Okay.
Difficulty should have been 4. No, 5.
Yeah, that's
Well,
fine.
3 plus level.
That's fine.
Still 1 success, probably.
Yeah, as you finish the ritual, Jasper, you open your hands, and the others basically just see dust falling from his hands. As far as you are aware, nothing's changed, but Jasper, you know damn well what you just did.
Jasper now looks at Serena without his eyes and says, "Well, that should at least make us invisible.
Both of us?
As long as you stay close to me, about probably 3 meters."
Okay. Well, Jack,
Yep.
do be quick.
No way.
And in the meanwhile,
Puddles.
I'm going to sit down and meditate to basically not waste time about the flower.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know.
You
What
want
do
to
you
know.
want me to?
Okay. Well, we'll go on a quick break then. And
Uh-huh.
we'll be back in about 15 minutes.
See you around.